2, Fury of the Gods, I believe it's called. We just got that trailer dropped today. I thought I was already ready for this show, and then I come down and I'm like, oh fuck, I need to add that in. This one looks fucking fun as hell. This trailer just looked like it was really fun. I really liked how it seems like, because he's like talking to a therapist, well, pediatrician, but you know, he's doing a therapy session thing. And he's talking about how, you know, he was special. It's like, hey, I'm the superhero. I'm special. But there's all these other people that do it so much better than me. But at least I was a superhero. But now I've got my family and I love my family. But they're all superheroes. So it's kind of like, it's almost like an identity crisis he's going through. And I doubt that they'll like go like super hard into that. But I thought it was kind of neat. Because, you know, he was he was special, and now he's just part of this team. And it's probably going to be a thing to where he has to, like, figure out how to be a part of that team, how they all have to come together. And, of course, that's going to be a thing, you know, put family together, and that's when, and just, I love the line from Fast and Furious when he's talking to Helen Mirren, who, by the way, is in the Fast and the Furious series. Because he even says to her, I've seen Fast and Furious, though, and she kind of goes, and like he says, it's all about family. That was awesome. That's great. They worked in a meme in the most perfect way in that scene. Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu, I believe it was, as the villains. I really like Lucy Liu, and I love Helen Mirren. She is the most attractive older woman on Earth. I find her to be extremely regal, and like, I tell my wife, I hope you look like that when you're older.
Damn.
Well, I'm sure she probably says she hopes you look like Sean Connery as you age.
Yeah, probably. Or Harrison Ford or something. But
probably, she's probably like, I hope you look like Gollum, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that too sometimes. And she's looking a bit older now. She is starting to show more of her age, but I've always thought that even in her older age, she's always just had this regalness about her, and she just looks very just sophisticated and very just like attractive. She's a great actress, and she's a great presence. She's aged extremely well. But I'm looking forward to them watching this trailer. It does what I like about it, much like the John Wick one. It gives you an idea of some stuff, like the whole thing, like I said, about him kind of struggling with being a superhero and other people being heroes. And it shows us the villains. I don't know exactly what they're trying to do. I don't know what the story specifically is. I get an idea of the tone. It didn't give away too much. I want them to stick with this trailer. I do not need any more. This told me everything I needed to know to say, yes, I want to go see this movie. And I hope that's what they stick with. And I think that I'm sure you're going to bring it up, Triv, but the whole Annabelle reference, which Nick had some more info on it. I really thought that was funny. I enjoyed this trailer. I really liked it. It did everything I wanted the Black Adam trailer to do, but it didn't quite do. This gave me what I wanted.
I'm not real high on the trailer, to be fairly honest.
Gasp.
Clutch my pearls.
No, I'm not gonna lie, the trailer didn't do much for me. It is what it is. Trailers, they sometimes irk me when it comes to especially superhero trailers. This feels like it's gonna be another fun, entertaining movie. My problem is always sequels. They never feel like a lot of times that they're gonna be better than the first one. They're just gonna struggle. The CGI just really turned me off on this trailer. I like Helen Mirren as much as the next person, you know, Caligula and all that stuff, but this trailer just but like the whole shot when they turn into, you know, Adam Brody and whoever else is in this the superheroes, I'm like, this is stuff I've seen before. I really hope this movie works. I just felt the trailer was lacking in everything. I mean, it's better than Black Adam.
Yeah. I think that one of the things that reinforces my thoughts and my enjoyment is that it is the same creative team more or less across the board behind and in front of the camera. So I'm like, they really hit it out of the park last time. They really did a great job with the first one. They have a real love and care for this character. They're making this movie for the right reason. That makes me feel better about it. So then I kind of view the trailer from that perspective. I already am going into it thinking this is probably going to be pretty good. I mean, you never know. It might go into it and be a fucking shitstorm, but I'm very optimistic about this movie. And yeah, there's a lot of CG in it, but superhero movies nowadays, I don't know, it is what it is, I guess. That's what you get.
Probably of the three of us, I probably go Marvel more than most, just because I really enjoy the humor, but I can admit that their stuff goes, that they don't allow the emotions to sink in. The original Shazam balanced all of that in a really good way. From what the trailer showed us, I do think that they've got that right balance. The other Marvels, they looked great. I think it's going to be a fun movie, and I'm looking forward to it.
You know, this movie, what it does have that the other ones don't. Family!
Well, I thought you were going to say explosions.
Well, yeah, they have that too, but yeah, explosions is always good. There was one thing that I had. The wizard guy, whatever he was, Damon Hasu, I think it is.
Damon Hansu.
Didn't he die in the first movie? I could be wrong. It showed him, he's in this one in this trailer quite a few times, But didn't he die in the first movie? Or am I remembering it correctly? It's been a while since I saw it. I'm not familiar enough with Shazam lore to know if he's supposed to be back, if he's come back. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe he didn't die, but the trailer, it doesn't tell you a whole lot. We just see lots of effects. We see them flying around. We see the family dynamic, and we see him talking to Helen Mirren's character and them blowing shit up. And we see some comedy. But that's kind of what I needed, what I personally wanted from Shazam. It was some pretty cool action and some, you know, some solid comedy that landed, and that's what I got from this trailer.
Do you think Dwayne Johnson's gonna pop up in Shazam, or Shazam's gonna pop up in Black Adam?
Yes, I think that there will definitely be crossover to these two movies in some way, shape, form, or fashion. The bigger question that I'd be wondering, or that I am wondering, is while Henry Cavill is they've said flat out no, they're not going to let him do Superman anymore, since this does clearly take place still within that universe that's set up so far, is there a chance, like just a little chance, that we get a Henry Cavill cameo in this movie? The Rock made some pretty bold claims saying he wanted Henry Cavill's Superman in the Black Adam movie. He wanted them to go head to head. So I am curious as to, between those two movies, will Henry Cavill show up in some capacity in those movies at all? I doubt he'd be like a main character, but could it be a cameo?
People would lose their shit if Henry Cavill popped up back in one of these movies. As much as those movies are not great that he stars in, he is definitely probably the best Superman since Christopher Reeve, to be fairly honest.
For sure.
I mean, if he pops up in it, Jacob will be screaming. We'll hear Jacob from like everywhere,
like a fucking
screaming
schoolgirl.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest reason I would think that he would not show up in either one, Warner Brothers has made it clear that they're wanting to go in a different direction with their DC movies. Well, they keep saying that. They keep saying, we are changing directions, we're going in this new way, we're having all new versions of these characters, but they keep releasing fucking movies with the ones from that universe. Aquaman's coming, they had Wonder Woman, they got this one that's showing characters from it that is within that universe. If they did put a cameo of Henry Cavill's Superman in this movie, I feel like you're right, people would lose their ever-living minds, and then there'd be even more pressure on Warner Brothers to keep him in that role, and they are really trying to move away from it into a different direction. That is one of the big things I would think that why they wouldn't ever allow it, because that would just put so much more pressure on people, or on them from their fans, saying, you did it here, do it again, do a movie.
I mean, people lost their minds when The Flash and Aquaman popped up in Peacemaker, so
yeah, that's
one of
another
those
one.
Movies.
That's another one. And Henry, I mean, the character was in Peacemaker as well. It's just like over there hanging out. It wasn't Henry Cavill. It was like a CG version. They keep saying no more Snyderverse, but they keep on putting shit out that's in that universe. I'm like, okay, when are you got? They keep making stuff. They were saying that the Snyderverse is done, no more of it, and then they made this movie that is clearly set in that universe. Which way is it? You guys can't have it both ways. Either way, as far as Shazam goes, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I think it looks to me like, if you enjoyed, for me personally, if you liked the tone and feel and look and just everything about the first one, then this one's going to be a worthy follow-up. I know, Nick, you said you didn't care for the trailer that much, but I have high hopes for this movie.
Agreed.
I'm still optimistic. That's where I'll leave.
I mean, I can't lie. I'm usually cautiously optimistic about stuff too, but I will say I'm probably more optimistic about this one. A big part of that, though, is because everybody involved with the first one is involved here, but that doesn't always work out.